Video game assholes. Welcome to episode 17 of Video Game Assholes, and it's time for Castlevania. Now, to be honest, there's about 50 different assholes I could have chose from in this series. It all depends on which game you play. However, the most consistent one that has always pissed me off has been Medusa. Better yet, her and her many freaking heads. Now, I have been whip-slinging these bitches for 20 years, and I still cannot stand to see the sight of her. I mean, they're always popping up whenever you gotta make a whole bunch of fucking jumps. And it's not just that, they can be hard sometimes. It's that constant little up and down pattern that plays with you and makes you do those little screw-ups like swinging your whip at just the wrong time and get knocked off a ledge. Or they suddenly pop up behind you and you don't have enough time to turn around before they stick one up your ass. And sometimes it pisses you off so much it becomes your goal to murder every single one of them, and you make a stupid jump trying to get one and you kill yourself. And it seemed they only got bigger and uglier when they got on 16-bit systems compared to the 8-bit, so that made me want to murder those assholes even more. But my biggest problem isn't that the Medusa heads are so freaking bothersome, it's that she's in the game in the first place. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I'm sure you remember the story in the Bible where Jesus walked up to Mount Olympus and defeated Zeus with a loaf of bread and a pitcher of water, right? You don't remember that one. Why not? Oh yeah, because they're two completely different fucking religions! But I guess that since Dracula lives in Romania, it only makes sense to have one of the most famous Roman villains of all time in the game. That makes sense, doesn't it? If you want my opinion, there's probably some little bullshit scheme that Captain N, Kid Icarus, and Mega Man all cooked up so poor little Icarus wouldn't have to take her on anymore. Well, great job, Ick. Maybe they would have made a game about you in the last 15 years if you hadn't gotten rid of your biggest enemy. You know you tried to fuck me? Well, I guess you fucked yourself too, Pit. Well, I guess that... You know what? That doesn't do it for me just yet. I've got to say a little piece before I wrap things up. Now, Leon, Simon, Trevor, Richter, John Morse, Eric Lecard, Eric LaSalle, Sonya, and all these other Belmonts over the past 20 years of Castlevania games, you're all a bunch of assholes too. You know, you keep building and building this bullshit timeline and all these bullshit bloodlines and romances and tie-in alliances and passing around your little vampire killer whip. Hell, the game was once called Vampire Killer. You know what the problem is with that? You've never killed the vampire! How can your whole family brag about being a bunch of vampire killers and even calling it your primary weapon when Dracula keeps showing back up every single game? I hope that whenever there's a Dracula spotting and they call you up to clear him out, you make sure to hand one of these cards. The Belmont clan, specializing in ineptitude of our specialty for over 1,000 years. In fact, the only thing I like about the card is your mission statement, Alucard sucks balls. Now, I know you could be asking, why am I not picking on Mario and Bowser? Because whenever Bowser gets knocked off to a pit of lava, he still comes back in the next game. Two things. One, there's not 1,000 years of Mario timelines to try to figure out. And second off, Mario doesn't call his plunger the Koopa Killer, does he? Although, if he did call it the Shit Talker, I would pay an extra $50 to play that damn game. Well, that does wrap up episode 17. Now, thanks for watching, and I'm going to be back pretty soon with episode 18 because I have some unfinished business that needs to be taken care of. So thanks for watching, and by the way, have a happy holiday.